Welcome to this week's session with Putnam County District Library, Guiding Ohio Online Grant. This week we're going to take a look at 3 websites that you can use if you are looking for free photos. A lot of times when you might be creating something, you might want an image or a photo to use. So we're going to look at 3 of those today that are free to use. Just keep in mind there are some stipulations in terms of how you go about using images that you find. So the first one we're going to take a look at here is what is called Unsplash. Unsplash, these photos are made to be used freely and the license reflects that. However, all photos, they can be downloaded and used for free, but the commercial and like non-commercial purposes, no permission is needed. But what is not permitted is photos cannot be sold, obviously, because you're obtaining them for free. And then when you take these photos and then you compile photos from Unsplash and you replicate similar in terms of competing the service. So you just want to make sure that you are using any photo that you might find in what is called the legal stipulations that go along with that. So the website for Unsplash is simply unsplash.com. So what I have here on the next page is when you go to Unsplash, what you will see is I am already logged in here. I actually have logged in with an account that I created. You do have the option with most of these to create create a login. A lot of times you can tie it back to a Google account or to a Facebook account, or you can simply create it based upon your email. So with Unsplash, what you'll see across the top is you'll just see different ways that they have the images categorized. So you can simply click on these and you can say, for example, if I click on animals, I am going to be able to search for anything with animals. Now, if I want to do this, I can search, but notice here, I also have the option that I can submit photos if I so choose to. I can also just go up here to the very top and I can simply do a search. So I'm just going to simply type in tree and do a search for all the different images that I might find with a tree. Sometimes you are going to wonder some of the images you get and why they fall under a certain category. But if I do a search here for tree and then I simply go over top, I can actually like an image. I can add it to my collection, so I can make a collection of images, and then I have my option to download. Notice it is giving credit to who the picture belongs to, so I simply click on the arrow. Notice what it's doing is it's taking it and dumping that image down here below. So now when I click on that, what you're going to see is I see the image that I can then go ahead and I can use. So I've got the full image. They're usually pretty clear, pretty crisp pictures that you'll see. I'm going to close that up. As again, like I said, you do have the option here to like images, and you do have the ability to add to a collection. Notice here, I can do what they call give a shout out. So I can actually, any of these social media sites as well as email a shout out saying thanks for the picture. This is using what is called Square Space, so that's what you will see that pop up quite a bit. If you notice right here is an advertisement ad for Squarespace. So that is what you will see when you want to use Unsplash. I'm going to go back here just one more time to where I have a little bit of the description for Unsplash, so you can take a look at that again if you would so choose. The next photo site we're going to take a look at is what is called Pexels. Pexels has its own license, which it states what you can do with the images. And you can use and modify the free for both commercial and personal use with what is called any attributions. So actually, when it says that, meaning you don't have to give credit. However, giving credit is always kind of just the common correct thing to do. So what I've got here is with Pexels, I purposely have not logged in or done anything in terms of joining. So I want you to see how I can simply click up here to join, and I do have the option. I pick what do you want to mainly do, if I want to download or if I want to contribute. And if I click just simply I want to download, we can still do both, but I'm just going to say I want to download. And notice here, again, my options are join with Facebook, sign in with Apple, sign in with Google, or I can create my own account here. So I'm just simply going to say join with Facebook. And when I say join with Facebook, I have to give them the permissions that go along with that, saying yes, I can continue. They're going to go to get my information. And then it is going to ask me these questions. What do you create with content? So in other words, you know, what am I usually doing with my pictures? If I'm just simply going to say print, and I'm going to say continue. Again, if we don't email often, but we do, I could say no thanks, yes, I'm just going to say no thanks. So now I have my Pexels account created. And again, very similar. I can simply type in here. I do have the option of videos as well with this site. And so I can search. This is just the common pictures that are currently coming up. I've noticed these seem to be a little bit more, what do I want to say? Challenging is a word I'll use for pictures, let's say. So I'm just going to simply type in the word tree again so that you can see exactly the same type of thing that we found with the other site. Again, I've got an image. Once again, I can like that. Or again, what I have here is called a collect instead of collection. And then I have the person that is getting the credit. Notice what happens when I go over top. I can choose to follow, and I can actually see some other images that this person has uploaded. And again, I can download. And so I'm going to, in this case, I do have the option that I can donate to the person for the images that they've had, and I am going to get a little bit more some advertisements. Canva is something we've looked at in the past that you can actually use to create flyers, pamphlets, invitations. So I'm going to just simply close these up. I did get my download down here in the corner. So again, if I click on that, it's going to open up my picture, drag that across here so you can see it, and then there is my image that I can use. So the first two I showed you had where we needed to have some type of an account, whether it's tied to Google, Facebook, an email account. And the last one, though, that I'm going to show you, which I kind of like because with this one, with Burst is a free, what they call stock photo platform for entrepreneurs and it's actually by Shopify. And the uses are big, free, and royalty free. So if you go to Burst and you notice it does have Shopify in the email or in the web address, I'm going to go over to the site here. And what I like with this is there is the option for a login. However, you can just do a search without ever having to log in. So I at some point here search for pictures with dogs, but I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to type in tree again just so that we have the same type of things coming across as what we did with the other sites. And notice now what I have is I have all of these different images with trees, and then I have the option of downloading what is high resolution or low resolution in terms of the image. So I'm simply going to show you, if I click on high resolution, I've got, it will download the image, and then again, I'm going to have some advertisement stuff that pops up. And when I click here then on my image with my trees, it pops up. I'm going to drag that over. You can see I now have my image of a tree. And when it comes to this advertisement, I'm simply going to click here on the X and get rid of that. So now what I have moved back behind there is my image with my tree, and I can do whatever I want to with the photo. I'm going to scroll right back up here to the top just real quick. The other thing is I do have some resources that it kind of helps me out, kind of explains a little bit about photos and images and how to work with those, which can be, just kind of a learning experience for you if you kind of want to understand and learn a little bit more about images. And notice I do have my collections up here again. So again, I can go here to my collections, click on coffee. I'm going to get images that have to do with coffee all the time, and so forth. So what you'll find with all three of these is very similar in the sense that you're going to have the ability to download images that, for the most part, they are free. You can, the first two, you obviously have to have an account created. Burst you can use without actually having an account. And with all three as well, you have the ability to create and have a collection if you so choose. So if you wanted to save several images and have everything together yourself to be able to reference back and forth, you'd have that ability to do so. So I hope that you found these three sites useful and helpful, and I wish everyone a great week.